on the Wink News Night Beat.
The first day of school just hours away for thousands of students in Southwest Florida. And bus stops in the area's largest city now a bit safer.
It's not the best solution, but it is part of the solution to the problem.
We'll break down what changes have been made.
New details tonight on the death of convicted pedophile and Florida millionaire Jeffrey Epstein. What investigators say should have been happening, and the conspiracy theory sparking concern by one Florida senator.
A new art project drawing attention to the immigration crisis happening around the U.S.
It's painful. There's even a feeling of guilt.
The display in one Florida city hoping to make you think.
Thousands of people that make a living on that lake.
And this was the scene a year ago in Lake Okeechobee. Blue-green algae taking things over. What one state agency is doing to prevent the problem from happening again.
Thank you, Zach. And Wink News is your back-to-school headquarters, and changes to these benches at bus stops in Cape Coral aiming to make things safer for students when they head back to the classroom in just a few hours. Hundreds of reflectors have been placed on the benches, and many of them are now placed in concrete so they can't be stolen or moved. The Night Beat's Morgan Reiner is live in Cape Coral. And Morgan, why are the reflectors so important?
Well, these 800 reflectors help highlight the benches because, as you can see, even with one light out here, it's still very dark. But now parents still feel more comfortable sending their kids out to this bus stop.
Carmen and Rocky Catuno feel safer knowing their daughter will now wait at her school bus stop with a bench.
It's mandatory now. I mean, people do not pay attention to the children.
Carmen only wishes the benches were put in place years ago in her neighborhood in Southwest Cape Coral.
Around this area, they're just like standing in the middle of the road when people are going to work, 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. You got cars flying up and down, not really seeing the kids.
But it took a tragedy to inspire Cape Coral to put hundreds of benches around the city. This project came to be a week after Layla Aiken was tragically killed in Cape Coral while she waited for her school bus stop in March.
That following week, a bunch of us Rotarians got together and said, we need to do something about this. We are community leaders and business owners. We need to do something. We put our hearts and heads together.
The city of Cape Coral approved the project, and then the school district picked the locations for the 200 benches. Businesses have donated time and money to make this a reality. One business that wanted to remain anonymous spent nearly $90,000 supplying the cement slabs that the benches sit on.
It's a great feeling knowing that it's not the best solution, but it is part of the solution to the problem. The children now have a safe area to wait for their bus.
While Carmen and Rocky are firm supporters,
I would love to see every bus stop have a bench.
they hope the city keeps up on maintenance around the bench and eventually makes more positive changes.
I mean, there's no lighting. They're there in pitch dark. Okay, that's the main concern.
I know a lot of parents relieved for those benches. Well, is there a next step to install lighting, though?
Well, when school starts tomorrow, there will be a 3-month evaluation period where the city will determine if these benches and safe zones were effective, and if approved, the club can look into other options like solar lighting. Back to you.
All right. A Immokalee man is dead after a crash along State Road 29. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, Manuel de Jesus Nunez was riding his bike near New Market Road when he was hit by a car this morning. Investigators say Nunez was riding the bike on the shoulder of the road when the crash happened. The driver involved is now facing charges.
And this man in
New details tonight on the apparent suicide of Florida millionaire and convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Law enforcement says guards were supposed to check on Epstein every 30 minutes. And his cellmate was transferred. The guards were also working extreme overtime. Epstein is believed to have hung himself early yesterday morning. President Trump retweeted a conspiracy theory about Epstein's death. A high-profile conservative commentator says people who have information on Bill and Hillary Clinton usually end up dead by suicide.
Why did the president then retweet that Clinton suggestion?
I think the president just wants everything to be investigated.
Well, the Clintons say the whole theory is ridiculous and not true. Florida Senator Marco Rubio says the whole theory is dangerous, and there's evidence Russian bots are now pushing it online to further divide Americans. Hanging from this tower earlier this morning in Fort Myers. This is off of Fowler and Central Avenue. The City of Fort Myers Fire Department chief says the man was running a cable at the top of the tower, felt tired and passed out. He was wearing a safety harness, but right now we don't know the seriousness of his injuries. He was taken to a local hospital.
Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Temperatures staying mild again overnight tonight. 84 degrees currently in Naples. A full look at your Monday forecast is coming up.
A 13-year-old attacked by a bear, what the teen was doing when the bear bit his face.
And caught on camera, 2 men throwing an explosive inside a gas station where this massive fire happened.
And caught on camera, 2 men throwing an explosive inside this gas station, causing a massive fire. It happened in Philadelphia last month. There's the explosion right there. Investigators say the 2 were upset because the clerk didn't think one of the men paid for his drink. The gas station owner says the suspects had threatened on multiple occasions to burn his store down. A 13-year-old Utah boy was attacked by a bear while he was sleeping. Wildlife officials say the small bear bit the teen on the face Friday. The boy suffered injuries to his cheek and his ear. He was taken to the hospital and released later that day. Wildlife officials are now looking for the bear, and once it's captured, they plan to euthanize it. And happening tomorrow, those living in Port Charlotte could see smoke coming out of the sewer system in their homes. The county will be releasing the smoke to test the sewer system and determine if there's any problems in those lines. Homeowners with problems will be notified, and they will have to pay for those repairs themselves. The smoke is said not to be harmful. It will only last a few minutes. The test runs through September 6th.
So just a test, not Pennywise the Clown. High school football profiles.
From Southwest Florida's news leader, this is Wink News at 11.
Welcome back. One state agency now stepping up the fight to stop more blue-green algae blooms like this to enter Lake Okeechobee. The South Florida Water Management District now collecting more water samples from different locations there on the lake. As NIV's Denise Sawyer shows us, the extra data could bring us one step closer to the source of the algae problem. Now the agency is increasing its testing sites on Lake Okeechobee from 163 to 243. And caught on camera, a thief stealing school supplies from this Miami home. Watch as the woman jumps out of her car, grabs the package with a backpack and book bag before jumping back into her car and taking off. The family shared the video online and throughout the neighborhood to stop things like this from happening again. The company from which the family bought the school supplies are now replacing it for free. Well, this Clearwater man now facing charges of threatening a mass shooting after an incident inside a store there. Police say Wayne Rose was at a store Friday night waiting for his check to be processed when he became upset about how long it was taking. Investigators say Rose told employees he was running out of patience and if he had a gun, he would shoot all of the store's employees. Rose remains in jail tonight. 37,000 students in Marin County may have been impacted by a data breach there. It involves students' names, birthdays, and email addresses. School officials say the breach involved a product formerly used by the district for student data storage. It impacts students enrolled in the county from 2010 to 2017. The district said no confidential information was exposed in this breach. The Straight Pride Parade set to happen in one of the most liberal states, not getting the permits it needs to make it happen. The event was set to happen at a park in the town of Modesto, California. The city says the group didn't have the right insurance needed to cover any potential liabilities. Plus, they were concerned over safety issues at that park. The insurance is needed for all events at city parks. The parade has been under fire by people in the community and dividing that community as well.
I can understand where they're coming from with all the hate that's going on right now.
I think it was the right decision. I'm openly gay myself, and I'm also a physically disabled person, but so obviously I would be concerned about a group like that coming into the area.
Oh, if the group can get the right insurance and accepts the city's plan to use another park by Tuesday, the event could go on a schedule that's set to happen this month on the 24th. The superintendent of one Georgia school district using his bonus pay to help college-bound seniors at his district. Grant Rivera oversees the Moretta City school system. He's donated his $10,000 bonus to pay for application fees for every student who applies to college. If the costs go over, Rivera says he will pay the rest with his own money. If it's less, then he'll donate it back to the district. Grant makes $190,000 a year. Well, this FBI agent in Tennessee now enjoying his retirement. And on his last day, he was reunited with the man he rescued as an infant from kidnapping 20 years ago. Troy Sowers had started on the job when he discovered the boy in a box behind a convenience store. To help her dad mark his career, Sowers' daughter began looking for that baby, who is now a corporal with the U.S. Marine Corps. Sowers played it cool, but admitted he at first needed a moment to regain his composure at the surprise reunion. Yeah. Well, it's my last night here at Wink News. Before we go, I'd like to tell you just one more story. The idea for Fort Myers Rocks began in Texas, but it's now here in Southwest Florida.
I'm the kind of person who thinks and hopes that one person can make a difference.
Well, we call it like delivering little blessings, because it's whatever the person wants it to be at that moment.
Well, for me at that moment, almost 3 years ago, I needed something like that, a rock. I just dropped off my then fiance Bruce at RSW, and I was hours from starting here at Wink, and as luck would have it, I actually came across one of their rocks pumping gas at Colonial and Winkler, and here's that moment I found it. Now, the rock was sitting on top of the pump, and written on it was love. And my first story on Wink was on Joanna and Beth's mission to spread love with their rocks. But the part I left out is I actually kept that gas station rock. It's right here with me, and it's been with me this whole time. And it brought me exactly that, a lot of love. But tonight, before I leave for Austin, Texas, I took a job there. I'm going to leave this for someone else, someone who might just need that little extra love. So just in the downtown Fort Myers area, just be aware that this rock will be there. And it brought me so much joy, and I just love working here. So it's been a really true honor to be surrounded by all of you and the staff here at Wink. And if I knocked on your door or met you in a parking lot or met you at a meeting and you talked to me on camera, thank you so much.
Thank you for being nice.
Yeah, thank you for being nice, exactly. But I'm heading to Austin. I'm going to be a main anchor there at CBS Austin, closer to my husband, closer to family. So I'm just so excited.
We're going to miss you here. And also leaving us this weekend, we have our directors, Alexa and Adrian. So we got them this Publix cake for us all to enjoy tonight. We're going to miss them all.
I couldn't
so
leave
much here.
Florida without having one more piece of Publix cake. It's so good.
Yes.
I also had my last sub from Publix as well.
Wow,
you gotta
get it all.
Yeah, you have to.
I know. I love it. I love it.
You're getting Whataburger, though, in your next place.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't feel
Yeah, that's a good trade. That's a good trade.
Yeah.
Whataburger for sure. If we got time for weather, we do have some rain showers back in the forecast tomorrow. 88 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 89 Tuesday, 90 for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we do see scattered storm chances each and every morning and afternoon all the way through the work week. And yes, tomorrow is a very important day for Southwest Florida. Not only is Johnny Carlos leaving, sorry, John. I mean, that's not
big day, big travel day.
Yeah.